Hey guys, Nathan here from NathanArgenta.com, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you an update on my dividend stock portfolio and the performance over the past month, the month of July, as well as really over the past year since I started in September of 2019. So my goal with this portfolio is just a passive income strategy just to help build and compound those dividend payments over time, years, months, years, and etc. down the road, where it's paying me passive income through those dividends. Okay, so over the past year, my account is still negative, barely, but it's still negative 0.02%. And the market gain is negative 159, but my earned dividends is 158. Okay, so the dividends are almost outweighing the market gain. Okay, which is still down by, like I said, 0.02%, just under $1. So ultimately, this portfolio, some changes that I made to this portfolio, I'll get here in a second, but it has gone up since everything with COVID-19 hit in March. Most people's portfolios, if it's similar to a dividend stock portfolio, or if it has a good diversification of stocks in the stock market, like the S&P 500, for example, an ETF like that, ultimately your portfolio is probably going to look similar to this, where it took a huge dip and it's gone up pretty close to break even, or maybe even possibly above to where it was before the dip happened. Okay, so really with everything going on, some changes that I did make, which I mentioned I was looking to make some changes. If you can look at my activity, you can see the dividends that have been paid out here over the past month, the month of July. As I scroll down, see all these dividend payments. I will go to the next section over. More dividend payments being out. You also see about middle of July, I did a couple of transactions where I bought and sold some dividends, and I'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, ultimately for the month of July, this is all my dividend activity for the dividends that paid out. So there's one more here. Okay, a few more. So if I go back to the dividends that I bought and sold, so these are the changes that I made to my portfolio for the month of July. So what I ultimately did was I ended up selling. I'll start with those first. I sold Public Storage, Marvel, and Preferred Apartments. Preferred Apartments was cutting their dividend out, so I really didn't want to hold that, even though I felt like there was potentially good future value, even though I held it, and the yield was really high on it, so that did kind of make me scared to hold the dividend as well, thinking they were going to completely remove it and suspend the dividend. So I got rid of Preferred Apartments. APTS is the ticker symbol. Marvel's performed really well, actually. The main reason why I got rid of Marvel was I was looking to add it to a growth retirement account for me, just because of it being a growth stock and not so much a dividend stock, because the dividend percentage was lower. And I'll get to what I replaced that with for the tech sector. And then Public Storage, ticker symbol PSA. Public Storage was performing okay. The dividend yield was okay. The value of it overall, I felt like, was not as good as some other stocks in the real estate or the REIT sector for dividends. And I also had some other storage stocks in my REIT portfolio, or I'm sorry, my REIT sector. The real estate ones that were performing better with higher yields and better during even COVID-19 than Public Storage was. So I just felt like it made more sense to get rid of it than to hold on to it, for the dividend percentage, the growth, as well as the overall growth without the dividends stock side of things and the high yield. So I got rid of PSA, and what I did was I actually added Core Site Realty Group. Okay. COR, just because the performance of it's more of like a tech REIT, so a technology REIT. So ultimately, I mean, you can do more research and look it up. The ticker symbol is COR, but I added that to my portfolio and replaced it and got rid of PSA. What I did was for Motorola, obviously I bought more in that because it was just part of my dividend. But Garmin, what I did was I replaced the tech sector. I replaced Garmin with I replaced Marvel with Garmin. And Garmin is still a good growth stock, but also it pays a higher yield percentage, a greater dividend, and I could see Garmin really growing also, along with increasing their dividend over time, which is really what you're looking for. Where Marvel, I didn't really see them increasing their dividend as high because they're really focused on more of a growth stock, and with it being in the 5G sector and the technology sector with 5G technology or even AI, I wanted to move that stock out of my dividend portfolio and focus more on strictly just growth stocks for my retirement account. Okay, so I got rid of it out of my dividend portfolio. And then GLW Corning, I just end up buying more of that because it was part of my my auto buy, or whatever, part of my deposit. Whenever I earn those dividends, it just automatically filters through and buys stock that I have low percentages on my pies and my slices in my portfolio. So that's what happened with my portfolio for the month of July in regards to activity with buys and sells. All right, so those are the big changes that I made, and they're still looking at a few other ones. I'm not going to go into major detail with those with you here today, but those are the main changes that I made. And like I said, over the past month, even for the month of just July, my portfolio has gone up 4.3% and $245. So if you want to get a little bit more into more detail on what my portfolio looks like, I will include a link in the description below, which will give you access to this exact portfolio. It will show you all the holdings in the portfolio, all the different things within this sector, or I'm sorry, all the different things such as the sectors in my portfolio, what stocks I have, and everything like that. So it's really going to get into major detail of what stocks I have. And also I will include a link in the description below as well, which will be a referral link to M1 Finance. If you are interested in using M1 Finance, this will give you $10 for free just to activate your portfolio and deposit money into it. And it will also give me $10 as a thank you to help fund my channel and allow me to make videos like this on a continuous basis. So I appreciate that in advance for using my referral link to M1 Finance. But one other thing, like I said earlier, one change I wanted to focus on, which didn't show in the buy activity, was another stock that I recently added, which I haven't deposited any more money in when I made that change with middle of July, which I need to deposit more money, which was LLY, so Eli Lilly and Company, which is a health stock that I added to my portfolio as well. Okay, so this is one that I felt like had a great dividend percentage. It let me go to it real quick. A great dividend percentage, yield. I could see it being a great growth stock as well. And you can see the performance over the past 5 years is continuing to go up, and they're way ahead of technology in regards to a biotech stock or health stock with pharmaceutical. And I just felt like it was going to be a great growth stock for the future, as well as paying a good dividend, as well as increasing their dividend. So I did add that one as well, which it didn't show that from my activity, but the reason was because I didn't add anything into my portfolio regarding deposits yet, and I will be doing that here shortly, so that way I can get into this stock and add it officially to my portfolio. So that is all I have for you for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you comment below, let me know the value that you received, as well as share this with anyone you know who's looking to build a dividend stock portfolio. Also, make sure you guys do subscribe to my channel for future videos like this. You can also check out some of my other videos on my portfolio by checking out my other videos and checking out this specific video section individually, and look at all of the update videos that I've done, as well as dividend stock investing. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for future videos, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.